It was 2 o'clock in the morning when the phone rang. Not our home phone, not his work line, his personal cell. The glow from the screen cut through the darkness, and in that instant, my stomach sank. The name lighting up the display wasn't mine. It was hers, the woman from his office, the one who had been orbiting my husband for the better part of a year, inching closer with every interaction. The same woman who brushed past me in the restroom at the company Christmas party like I was invisible. The one who, in front of a room full of his colleagues, all but shoved me out of my own chair so she could sit next to him. The one whose smile at me wasn't a greeting, it was a challenge. And now, she was calling in the middle of the night because her heat wasn't working right. I lay there, rigid, listening to him answer. His voice stayed calm, almost casual. "I'll come over after work tomorrow and take a look," he told her, like it was no different than saying he'd pick up milk on the way home. As if going to another woman's house, at her request, in the middle of the night, was part of his normal routine. That was the moment something inside me broke. But this moment didn't just happen out of nowhere. It started a year earlier when she joined the accounting department at his company. My husband has been there for a decade, working as a maintenance supervisor. His role is to assign tasks, not to personally respond to every minor fix. But from the first week she arrived, she made a habit of calling him directly. A loose carpet in the corner of her office. A screw missing from a coat hook. Issues small enough for any of his crew to handle, yet somehow she would insist only he could do it right. He would tell me she was harmless, that she just wanted things done properly. But I could see through that. I could see the way she watched him. I could see the way she leaned too close, the way she made every interaction just a little more personal. And then came the Christmas party. We arrived together, hand in hand, ready to enjoy the evening. Before we even found a place to sit, she was there, flirting openly, grabbing his hand like it was the most natural thing in the world. He introduced us, and she didn't even bother with polite conversation. She just grinned at me and said, "Look, there's Peter," as if I weren't even part of the picture, and whisked him away. Later, when we found seats at the table, she nearly pushed me out of my chair to claim the spot beside him. That time, he told her to get up, that it was my seat. She walked away in a huff. But the real gut punch came a short while later, when I ran into her in the restroom. She didn't just ignore me. She shoved past me. No excuse. No apology. Just a deliberate physical dismissal, like I wasn't worth the space I took up. I told my husband what had happened. I told him she wasn't harmless, that this was a woman acting like she was his jealous girlfriend, and I was just in the way. He brushed it off, said I was reading too much into it. But over the past few months, things escalated. She bought a new house, and somehow my husband and a few other guys from work ended up helping her move. Then came the furniture assembly, the endless stream of little jobs she needed done. And somewhere in the middle of all this, he gave her his personal cell number. From that moment, she used it constantly. Calls and texts at all hours, for things that were rarely urgent. And now, here she was at 2 in the morning. When he hung up, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I told him he was not going over there, that she could call a technician like any other homeowner, that he was not her personal handyman. Through tears, I told him the truth. She has feelings for him. Maybe he's too dense to see it, or maybe he doesn't want to see it, but it's happening. Helping someone now and then is one thing. This is something else. She's asking for help with things she could easily do herself or pay a professional to fix. I reminded him that the moment he gave her his personal number, he crossed a line, that he opened a door she's been walking through ever since, that I'm not comfortable with it and haven't been for a long time. He told me it would be an easy fix, that it wouldn't take long, and that he was just helping a friend. That's when I said it. The words I had been holding back for months. I told him he could be married to me, or he could be married to her, but I will not be the third wheel in my own marriage. He swore he didn't have feelings for her. He swore I was overreacting. But how many friends call another woman's husband at 2 a.m.? How many friends shove the wife out of the way? How many friends create a constant pipeline of favors that only one man can fulfill? I know what I see. I know what I feel. And I know when a marriage is being treated like a game. So, am I the asshole? There's a truth that's hard to accept when it's happening to you. Most affairs don't start in a bedroom. They start with boundaries being eroded, little by little, while one partner insists it's nothing. They start with someone new, inching their way in, using charm, vulnerability, and persistence to become indispensable. Respect in a marriage isn't just about physical faithfulness. It's about listening when your partner says, "This makes me uncomfortable," and acting to protect the relationship. It's about shutting down behavior that could damage your trust, even if you don't think it's a big deal, because you know it matters to the person you vowed to put first. If someone treats your spouse like they're already taken by them, it's your responsibility to set the record straight. If your spouse tells you they feel like a third wheel in their own marriage, you don't shrug it off. You fix it. So I'll leave you with this. If your partner was getting late-night calls from someone who had already disrespected you in public, how far would it have to go before you drew the line? Would you wait until it crossed into something undeniable? Or would you stop it before your marriage became a stage for someone else's game? Because love isn't just about what you say. It's about what you refuse to allow.